Hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Studs. I'm your host Mark. Today I'm joined by Randy and Alex.
Hey everyone.
Good to see you both. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yay, it's my first video with Alex.
Yes, it is.
No way.
Yeah,
It's
wait, what was that?
Yeah.
Alex has been on at least one other Between the Studs
It's true.
before. But we're getting back at the rotations. Good to see you. We got a lot of moving going on today, but hopefully it's done by the time this video airs. We'll see.
That'd be great.
Anyway, so if you hear loud noises, that's what...
There's construction.
But today's episode is going to be focused on series minifigures, particularly the ones that come from licensed IP movie themes. So like Disney, you've got some Harry Potter, you got Looney Tunes, Muppets, all that good stuff. And we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite ones, each of us. Be introducing them, and then we'll be asking the other co-hosts whether they want to get it or forget it. Now, we're doing the themes that we have so far right now, but we are looking forward to other themes in the future. Alex, you might have some thoughts on that.
Absolutely. I have some favorites from the ones they have released, but I really, really want, and I think so many others do, a Star Wars collectible minifigure series. They can do it, but they just will not. And we just really hope for the day when that'll happen.
Yeah, one day, hopefully, they'll do it. I mean, there's been kind of rumors here and there. Maybe by the time this video airs, we'll be hearing more about it. But until that day, we're just going to be enjoying Disney and other great themes until then. So, but yeah, I guess I'll get started. We do have 5 each, and they're some great figures. Let's see. What do I want to start with here? Okay. This one, I think, is an interesting take, but also understandable if you know me a little bit. This is going to be Grip Hook. He's a goblin from Harry Potter, and he has a couple cool accessories. He was from the Series 2 of the Harry Potter minifigure series. I think he has some fantastic printing. He's very menacing looking. He's got a really cool sword. This is actually the sword of Gryffindor, which has a huge story importance later in the last few movies and books. Yeah. So I really found this character interesting, and I also really like the story elements surrounding that sword piece, which is an amazing dual molded, very highly detailed piece that's been in a couple of Harry Potter sets since. Yeah. This is his first appearance, I believe. But yeah, because of that sword, I got a couple of these figures, and I didn't even realize that the character was kind of cool too until later watching the movies just recently, so that was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he's not too expensive. I think he's around the $10, maybe $12. That sword kind of drives the price up a few bucks, but yeah. And so my question for you two is, did you even know about this character before, and would you choose to get it or forget it? I mean, let's start with Alex. What do you think about Grip Hook here?
Yeah, I think I would get it. I enjoy Harry Potter. I think the figure, it's nice to finally have him from Lego.
Very detailed.
He's so well printed. I mean, the elements he comes with, like the sword, you said with the story, but that also being well dual molded, it's definitely one I won't forget about that.
There you go. You would be in the market for collecting things like this, right? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that they could have just had a regular molded sword piece there, but they went all out, which I really appreciate. It looks just like the one from the movie. So, what do you think, Reddy?
Okay, it's no secret. I don't know Harry Potter. So when when he was looking at different things, I thought he was Angry Bilbo.
That is actually probably a great use of that.
I get Angry Bilbo vibes from him is what I get.
His face for sure.
Yes, yeah. I think he looks really cool. I don't know the story behind him, but I do like the look of him. I like his angry face, and I like the sword with the red is very cool. And see, now I have something new to learn about.
Exactly. I first got this just for the parts.
Okay.
And then later I realized, okay, that's a pretty cool character, and I like how the sword was used in the story too. So it's double meaningful for that reason. But yeah, even if you didn't know anything about Harry Potter or not interested, like you, Reddy.
No offense to any Harry Potter fans.
It's still got some cool stuff in it, right?
Yeah, there's still some cool things.
Nice. Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, that's my first figure. I still have a couple more to go. But Randy, do you want to introduce your first one for us?
Let me grab my first guy here. I went with the classic.
Oh, yeah.
The classic, one of my favorite Disneys. We got Robin Hood here. I mean, I hear it when I look at it.
The song, right?
I hear him talking. It immediately goes to all the movies and the opening credits. And I just think he looks perfect. He's so great. I love his little tail. He's got his bag, his bow and arrow.
Accessories.
Yes, I love that they added, the red feather, and I just think he looks perfect, and it's the nostalgia.
Exactly. It also has that Disney 100 logo on the stand, so he's from the latest Disney series.
He's from the newest ones, yep. And
nice.
I think he's just so fun. As soon as I knew the series was coming out and I saw him, I knew I wanted him.
Very cool. Yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie too, Randy. I watched this hundreds of times on VHS till it wore out.
I was going to say I wore out the VHS of it. Yeah.
Awesome. So I actually own this figure at home, and the only reason I didn't bring it is because I knew you wanted to share about it.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah. What do you think, Alex? Did you watch this movie growing up?
I did. I also had the VHSs. and would watch it and rewatch it. Yeah. And I also have this figure, so it's definitely one.
Yeah, we've already gotten it. We're good. Yeah, so a very popular.
I was a little disappointed. It's brilliant in pretty much every way, but the printing for his tail is a different color than the rest of him, and that bothered me a little bit. But still, I'm very pleased with the figure.
I didn't even.
That's very observant. Yeah,
they had to print that outside edge of that tailpiece because otherwise he would have an orange belt, which isn't quite accurate. So that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good for what it is, but you can tell there's a little tiny imperfections. So nothing's perfect, right, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Star Wars. We're waiting on that, but maybe I think if we have Star Wars figures arrive in the next year, we could do a part 2 later. We'll figure it out.
I like it.
So, Alex, what's the first figure you want to introduce here?
First one I want to introduce, I'm gonna go with my favorite.
Yes.
Is the Stitch from the newest one as well, the Disney 100. This is a figure that we weren't really asking for because we already had a Stitch, but we really did need because it's a classic Stitch. He's in
the evil Stitch, the first version of Stitch.
Has his 4 arms, which is great to see come back because I think it was on one Star Wars figure from the Solo movie, and he's got his guns and he's got his little grin as well. So
it looks a little more menacing.
That one, and I got it immediately when they came out.
Absolutely.
Is this one that y'all would get or forget?
So this is actually one that I've gotten for sure because I'm a big Stitch fan as well. And I also, on a technical note, I'm really excited to see that double arm piece come back because it was used briefly on Star Wars and then it kind of disappeared for a year, I think.
Yeah, it did.
Or more. And so I'm excited to see that back, and hopefully we find more crazy uses for 4-armed individuals and characters because that's really wacky and I love it. So what do you think, Randy?
It's on my list. I want to get it. I'm working my way through some of them, so he's on my list.
There you go.
To get him. But, he's great.
Are you as familiar with Stitch as some other characters?
My kids watched it. I didn't watch it so much, but
not the right age for it.
But he's great looking. He looks fun.
He's a good character.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Randy.
Yeah, we thought you might be a bit scared of Stitch. So we're happy to see you warming up to it.
Yeah.
That's good. Awesome. Well, so far we've got pretty good cast of characters. So let's see what else I can bring out here. Let's see. Okay, so we talked about Robin Hood. We got to talk about the alter character here. This is Prince John, also from Disney 100, I believe. He is also a really excellent figure. He's got that regal robes. He's got the fabric piece for his shoulders. He's got his money in his sacks of taxes that he's collected from the poor peasants of Nottingham. His crown doesn't quite fit, and he has those little steely yellow eyes. He looks just like the movie, just like Robin Hood.
The ears down with the crown.
Exactly. He's kind of squashing his head a little bit. It's amazing. So that's Prince John. I think most of these Disney 100 figures are in that $8 to $10 range still, maybe a little more for a collectible one, but they're not too bad. What do you guys think about Prince John? I feel like you're on the same train
I'm with you on
Robin
that one.
Hood.
Yeah, they were great. And I have him, so I'm all. Those were the first 2 I got.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they did such a good job, like you said. I love that it has the fabric piece on there, and they did really good with his likeness.
Exactly. So, what about you, Alex?
It's one I also
to
get one.
Robin Hood and Prince John. Yeah,
he's perfect.
I would like to see the Sheriff and Little John at some point now, because it's like you did this well on these. Now we really just kind of want a little taste of some more. But Lego's doing as much as they can, I guess. So.
There's so many great characters in that whole movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
What's your next figure?
All right, my next one here. We got Hades.
From
one of my favorite Disney movies. I love Hercules, and I love the hairpiece. I think he's so fun. I like his shoulders that they did the little print halfway down.
Another detailed figure.
And, and I'm all, the hair is just, I have a thing with transparent hair pieces. So I don't know why I do, but I do. And I just think he looks great.
Yes.
And he's fun.
This is one that I was thinking about selecting too, kind of like Stitch. And I think I also can really relate to the transparent elements being some of the coolest, and that's just an amazingly detailed hair piece. I think he also has a double-sided head, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if I can get it separate here. No, he's pretty locked in there. Anyway.
See if his hair goes out.
It might not. No, it might be one piece. I don't know. Anyway, it looks amazing, and it looks just like Hades, and it's good to see.
I didn't realize that might be one piece.
It might be. I don't know. Maybe, or it's just really stuck on there. I could be wrong. So.
I'm going to fiddle with it.
Yeah.
No, it is on there. Yeah, it's all one piece.
It's all one piece. There you go.
Yeah, look at that.
It's pretty sweet. So.
I love the hair.
Very spiky, but yeah. I would definitely choose to get this. I think I have this, because I have at least one or two Hercules figures. They're a great duo. So if I haven't gotten this, I need to get it, because it has a very cool leg piece, too, with those tentacles. It's awesome. So. What do you think, Alex?
I think for me, this is a really underrated figure back in the day. It was not the most popular when this Series 2 came out.
Yeah.
It's kind of on a maybe for me.
Okay. You like it, but maybe not buy it.
Other ones from that series, but it's definitely growing on me.
Yeah,
sure.
There were other characters that might have been catching your attention more at the time, and maybe still, so, yeah, gotcha. Very cool. Well, what's the next one you want to introduce?
I actually have one that caught my attention from that series more.
As an example.
The Jack Skellington.
Look at him.
He's just an amazing character, and to have him finally in Lego, and just so well designed. His printing, they really went above and beyond. They gave him the Christmas present as well, the snowflakes, and they have the little waist cape too. Had to have it when I saw it, so I got it.
I think all the figures on the table are super detailed, but Jack Skellington brings it to a whole new level, I think, with that little pinstriping detail on his torso, arms, legs, all over. Really detailed face print, and the accessory has a 360 print on that, like that present gift. I haven't seen the whole movie, so I don't know as much about this figure. I really am, yeah. So this is, I'm also kind of like I wouldn't choose to forget it, but I don't think I'd go out on my way to collect it either. So, but it's a really cool figure. You can definitely see the details, the eye for the details in this figure.
I love his bow tie.
What about you, Randy? Is this something that you've collected already?
I think it's great. You know what this makes me think of too is like we could do Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
We could do the whole thing. Yeah. But I think he's great. It looks so good. I love every part of it. I do think all the pinstriping all down it.
I wonder,
it's a great detail.
This figure should have been taller, like having those extra long legs, like the Avatar figures and like Woody.
That would have been great.
Like, now that I'm looking at it again,
the only limitation would possibly be that it's in a bag for series figures, so they're worried about volume, maybe. But other than that, I think it totally would have made sense.
Now they are coming out that Lego Ideas one of Halloween Town. Maybe we'll finally.
I forgot about that.
Chris really likes Halloween Town.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, but great figure, Alex, and definitely one of the more detailed ones so far. But all right. What do I got here? Oh, speaking of detail, this is one that I had to include.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the latest Marvel series. This is the Moon Knight figure. There's also Mr. Knight, not to be confused with the alter ego of himself. This is Moon Knight. He is a really cool character. I think his hood piece is unique to this figure, so that's a fun new mold. Cool. You've also got these kind of dual crescent moon weapons that he's seen in the show a little bit, and the comics, of course. He's got a very nice soft white cape. And extremely detailed printing all around, arms, legs, everything. So dual molded legs, some fantastic printing. I don't think, he's got another expression. So he can remove his headdress and kind of glare at you with his mark, the character mark in there. So yeah, what a figure. Very detailed. I like the Moon Knight show well enough, but I think that the character was even cooler than the show could have made him. So it's it was very cool to see him captured Lego so well. So. I know that there was a custom figure for Moon Knight for a while, but it wasn't quite up to par, and getting this is like, yes, now I can put that on my shelf, even though I don't collect Marvel. So what do you guys think? Is that something you are even remotely interested in, the superhero side of it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The Moon Knight one, it's definitely on my list to get. I'm so happy they did release it. And not just that one, but the other Mr.
Knight is hilarious.
With the goldfish as well, I lost it.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Randy?
Now, I started the show, didn't finish it.
Oh, okay.
But I appreciate all the detail on this. I do think it looks amazing. And I go, so not knowing all the lore and everything behind it and finishing the series. But I think it looks great.
Yeah. So,
not necessarily for my collection, but it looks very cool.
Gotcha.
I appreciate
not 100% sold on the Moon Knight character yet, but you like the figure. You think it looks cool, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool, yeah. I know that more recent Marvel stuff has been a little hit and miss with some fans, so it's that's how it is. So once you reach such a pinnacle like Endgame, it's like afterwards it just doesn't quite have the same feel for some fans. We understand it.
Hasn't quite caught my attention back yet, but I just think that's a fantastic looking figure, though.
Good minifigs are still good minifigs. So.
Yep. All right.
What do we got here, Randy?
I can't do voices. My kids will tell you, but I love Sylvester.
Looking for a Tweety bird.
There you go, right? He was one of my favorites as a kid, watching Looney Tunes. I always loved him in Tweety. chasing after each other and everything, and I always thought Tweety was bad and Sylvester was nice. And so
that was your hero.
Did do some ornery things to get him going.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, he may have been slightly misunderstood.
Yeah, he was
That
bamboozled.
may not be the best thing to have when I'm trying to make that argument. But I love Sylvester growing up. We always had like a black and white cat, and so I think he looks so cute.
That's awesome.
I think they did a good job. I like his little feet. And I had a black and white cat. His name was Sneakers. So it's the nostalgia of it all, too. But I think he's great. I love the Looney Tunes figures. I think they were really fun to come out with. So.
Yeah. Alex, did you have any Looney Tunes nostalgia for characters like Sylvester here?
I did. I watched the cartoon as well, and I was so happy they came out with it. I never saw that coming. It was kind of
unexpected.
I was very happy when they did release this.
Is this something that you would choose to get or forget? Would you collect the Looney Tunes figs, or?
I've gotten a few. This would be one I would forget.
Oh, okay.
The collection.
He wasn't your favorite.
He wasn't as impactful for me as a character. It's definitely classic. Definitely.
Gotcha.
So this is, I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. Only because I loved Sylvester and Tweety Bird, but I liked a few other of the animated characters a little bit more. I'd probably say Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, maybe Tasmanian Devil. A few of those were a little bit more stand out to me as a kid, so I have more nostalgia for those. However, I definitely remember watching these and enjoying them almost as much. So I probably would get it if I was going for all the Looney Tunes. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, definitely including on my list. So.
I have them all. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got like one or two of them. I didn't. I should probably circle back and get some more Looney Tunes figures.
You should.
But
yeah, you can't go wrong. You'll never feel bad.
Yeah,
You'll never feel bad about
I've never
at
regretted
them.
buying a cool minifig, right? You know, so it's great. But what's your next one you want to bring up here, Alex?
Before bringing up my next one, I find it so interesting with some of these licensed series that, like with the Looney Tunes, there were 12 to collect, and for like the Disney ones, sometimes it's like 18. So it really varies with these. So collecting them, it's like if it's one with 12, it's
more
so
doable.
Much easier, more doable. Like, I can do that. 18, it's like, I might just go with a few of my favorites.
Yeah, at like $4 or $5 a piece, it starts to add up after a while.
So.
I agree. Yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, for my next one, I have one from Harry Potter, the first series that came out. It's Neville Longbottom from Herbology class with his mandrake. And I just love the little details they put in here, the little Easter eggs. It has a little mandrake. I wish it was screaming for Neville's sake, because he has his little fainting face as well.
Yeah.
And I love that moment in the movies.
So double printed head, the little earmuffs trying to protect him from the mandrake's very ear damaging screech.
Life damaging.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah, for you both, would this be one you would forget?
I think this is one that I would get, and part of the reason is also that kind of technical side of things, like with the forearm stitch. This guy has short, bendable legs. So he's got, it's kind of like a medium-sized legs. And this is, Harry Potter was the introduction for this size of minifigure legs, and so for that reason, it's super useful for like a teenager or a kid, kind of like Neville.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I think I already have a Neville, and also the mandrake plant is cool too. So,
Let's see here.
So they're shorter than minifig legs, but they still bend.
Right.
Unlike things like Blue Goblin, his legs are stationary.
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
Why they did and didn't.
I think it's great. I think
that's
that
pretty cool.
Now that Lego has the production ability to do basically anything they want, they can do crazy stuff like this. I love it. Definitely getting this one. And also, I actually ended up liking the character of Neville a lot after watching the movies all the way through recently.
That's
so
awesome.
I think he's a great character. What about you, Rainey? I know you're not as big on Harry Potter as some of us. So.
I have questions. I have questions why he's carrying the thing if it's going to cause you detrimental harm. Yeah, this one's going to be a forget it for me just because it's
Hogwarts, right?
Yeah. Although I think Lorelai and Madison each have. My girls each have it. So.
Well, I will say that them playing with deadly plants is pretty much par for the course at Hogwarts. Like every year, a couple students die of something, and like the main characters are always up to some absolutely life-threatening shenanigans every single time in different rooms. Like, why is this a school for kids and there's giant, dangerous, magical creatures in the basement? It's like, why? But no, if you can get past that,
Okay.
He's a fun character. Yeah.
One day I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna watch him. It's gonna be great.
If you feel like it, it's just not for everyone. But yeah, a lot of people do like it. But yeah, I can understand. So. There's definitely some story points that make you really scratch your chin and think, what on earth?
When you hear it from the outside, you're like, wait, what? When you don't know the whole thing.
Describing it in a police report sounds really bad. Anyway, I think that's a great character, though, Alex. Good choice of that. Speaking of Harry Potter, I've got my last Harry Potter selection here, and this one is going to be controversial for some people. I know Dobby he's polarizing. Let's put it that way.
That's a word.
Yeah,
that's
he's a
way.
polarizing, dynamic character, and so a lot of people can't get over the voice, how creepy he looks. He's very fleshy and weird. Elves in Harry Potter are terrifying looking, not like in Lord of the Rings. So they're very different.
Polar opposite.
Yeah. Polar opposites. Elves in Lord of the Rings are these graceful, majestic people, and then elves in Harry Potter are freakish and terrifying. So Dobby is definitely among those. But after watching the movies, with not too much context other than how his voice sounds and a few other the memeable moments when he drops a cake on someone and stuff like that, I actually really like the character of Dobby. He was kind of a boss. And so he's here with his sock. I think this is a really well-executed figure. His face is actually made to look even less creepy than normal, and it's still kind of a creepy-looking head mold, it's rubbery ears and stuff. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. So I like Dobby, and I like that they made a really detailed figure for him. Yeah. I think this is one that I will probably get. I've gotten a couple of the goblins. Now I need to get a house elf, because I actually ended up liking Dobby a little bit as a character. So, but I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are, because I know this can be a little bit controversial.
So you don't have the Dobby?
I don't have him yet, but I probably
Would you rather get the minifigure or the new buildable Dobby?
I have the buildable Dobby thanks to a generous donation.
Besides, you have that.
Yeah, well, I didn't buy it. Our friend of the channel next to Zach donated it, and I was trying for literally about 2 months to try and get it on the Joy Building, and they wouldn't. Nobody would vote for it. So I'll probably build it on my own time later and do a set review. Yeah, so I have to get the figure yet. So yeah. But what do you think, Alex? Is this something that you would choose to get?
I would get Dobby. I think he's a great character.
You're a Dobby fan too?
Yeah, can be a little creepy,
quite creepy.
But when you get to know him,
you need like a Team Dobby shirt.
Yeah.
Like, does he not get he doesn't get the love he deserves?
Yeah.
Okay, so here I am, an outsider again. I know the voice and everything.
Dobby loves you.
We lived in California, and we took our kids when they turned 10 to go get their wand at Ollivander's.
Yep, so you had some traditions there.
And we were really good of like reading the books and the kids reading the books and stuff.
Yeah.
I may have been watching a show, I do believe it was The Big Bang Theory, and they were being ornery with each other about telling what was going on in books, and my son was sitting with me, and one of them ruined it and said, Dobby dies! And
spoilers!
What? Yeah. And so that's the only thing I know about Dobby is I ruined it for one of my children. I think it was Harrison. Sorry, Harrison.
You ruined Harrison's Harry Potter experience?
Sitcom. I had no clue that was coming on. I was
that is a spoiler,
that's
though.
Wow. That's my funny Dobby story, though, since I'm not super familiar with the character, but I know the voice.
And this isn't something you would collect.
That's not something that just brings back to look what I did to my children.
That wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't know that
I
it was a
didn't know
spoiler.
it was coming, but it was one of those things, and it was like, my son was just like, he's sitting next to you, and then he's like, wait, is it true? What?
And you're like,
he hasn't got there yet, the book.
Oh my goodness. Well, poor Harrison.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Harrison.
Well, when you go through your Harry Potter marathon one day, let us know what you think, because that would be curious to know how much you hate or love Dobby.
Yeah, we have to come back and apologize for anyone that it was.
No, we'll be back on this.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Part 2.
All of Randy's will just be Dobby.
Yeah, that's all there is.
All the versions.
All the different versions of him. And apparently with a sock.
And while we're at it, if you're watching the video and you like or dislike any of these figures particularly, please let us know in the comments. I'm always fascinated to hear people's opinions, especially on somewhat polarizing subjects like Dobby. So, yeah. Well, Randy, what's the next figure you want to drop on the table here?
My next one's going with one of my favorite comedians here.
Oh.
Mr. Gonzo. When these Muppets figures came out and I heard about, I was so excited because this is just so much of my childhood. And so I actually got Andrea's Theater, which is a friend set, and I got all of these, and I turned it into the Muppets Theater.
It's an easy conversion.
It's the easiest thing. You literally just put these in the set, but You got. Oh, it's so great, and I absolutely love it. But I love Gonzo. I think he's kind of one of the best leaders of the group there. And I love that he has his chicken and his spicy pepper outfit here, his shirt.
Exactly, red
and
pepper
while
outfit.
he's got the little details on his pants and his little
extremely
belt.
detailed. Yeah.
I mean, he's got, and his little nose is just perfect, and so Gonzo it is. Love it. Love all the Muppets, but I went with Gonzo.
Yeah.
He's a great figure.
What do you think about this figure, Alex? Are you a fan of the Muppets?
I am, and I have this figure.
There you go.
This one of the ones that I had to get from that series.
Do you have all of them, or just a
I
few
just
of them?
have Kermit in that one.
Okay. Good ones. Good choices.
Yeah. So that is a get it for you. It's also a get it for me. I think I have this figure. If I don't, we need to get it because we pretty much have all the Muppets figures. Steven is a bigger Muppets fan than I am, but Gonzo is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And this one in particular is a super well executed version of it. I think they did a great job with all of them, but Gonzo in particular, his detail level is off the charts. He's kind of getting up there with Jack Skellington and Moon Knight up here with the printing detail. You can see there's texture on the little peppers on his shirt. I mean, it's just insane.
It's really,
super
really
detailed
good.
belt, and the
Those
3D head looks just like the puppet.
Yeah.
If this would be perfect if he could grab something with his snap.
Yeah, right.
Because he did in the movies and shows a little bit, so if they had a little bar connection in there, that'd be awesome. Then he's got his chicken girlfriend here, so that's an awesome figure.
I hope they do a Rizzo the Rat, because I
That
love
would
a
be good.
Muppet Christmas Carol, and I'd love to have him and Rizzo the Rat together.
They were the duo, that's true. We're still missing just a few Muppet things, right? So, but that's awesome.
Very happy with the ones that came out.
I think that's a must-have for any fan of Muppets or Gonzo. So,
yeah.
Well, Alex, what's your second to last figure here?
Yeah, my second to last is...
Oh, look at him. Look at him.
I had to go with the as well, the Rabbit season. He was one of the characters in Looney Tunes that just made me laugh the most. I just enjoyed his and Bugs Bunny.
Their toxic relationship.
Yeah. When his beak would spin around and it's backwards.
Yes, he would get blasted to the face with a shotgun and his beak would go back in his head or spin around or something. It was so stupid funny.
So, of the Looney Tunes ones, this is one of the ones that I have and I had to get. Along with Bugs Bunny, but Daffy Duck is my favorite.
That's an awesome figure. What do you think, Randy? Just having been a fan of Looney Tunes, is this one that you would collect?
It is. I wish I had a Bugs right now to go duck season. Just say rabbit season. We could have a whole back and forth. But I love it. I think they're so great. I love his little tail. I think it's great. He doesn't have a lot of detail, but he just looks perfect. He's so great. Yep.
Now this is one that's slipped under my radar because I didn't really remember that this was a figure, but it is. It's got a pretty much plain black torso, a little bit of a feather texture right
his
there.
Little white collar.
Huge duck bill. I mean, this makes a Donald Duck look like a small bill compared to that. The sign, the tail. This is a pretty well executed figure. So I think this is one that I need to collect. Being a fan of Looney Tunes, so it's one that I've missed out on until now and not really thought about. So it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely don't forget about that one.
Oh yeah, don't sleep on Daffy Duck.
No.
That's awesome.
He's great.
All right, well we're down to our last round of figures here. I've got another character from the Muppets. This is Kermit the Frog. It's not easy being green and all the iconic sayings and phrases. He's got his banjo. Connection. He's got his rainbow, and he can sing the Rainbow Connection, which is a very classic song.
They gave him the banjo and the rainbow.
Yeah, and just like Gonzo, I think his head is very well executed. Maybe not quite as perfectly as Gonzo, but still pretty good. And he's got those short legs like Neville. He's the lime green. He's got some good printing. So this is one that I own. I'm very happy that they made this. This is, if you're going to make the Muppets, obviously Kermit's, you got to make Kermit, and I think they did a pretty good job. They pretty much nailed it. But what do you guys think about Kermit the Frog?
I just think he's perfection. I love it. The only thing I thought sometimes might be fun if there was a little cloth collar, but with all those little jagged pieces, it'd probably wear pretty quickly. But I still think he's just so fabulous, and there's so much greatness with all the Muppets. So I think he's so fun.
Absolutely. And this is one that you've collected, or will collected?
Oh no, I got all of them as soon as they came out.
Instant buy for Randy.
It was one of those fill all the bags, find all the characters. We were at Barnes and Nobles for a long time.
Hey, that's the way to do it. You need to get them all, right? That's awesome. What about you, Alex? You a Kermit the Frog fan as well? So.
It's one I also own. That I've had in my collection, and it's perfect.
Some of these are no-brainers, right? That's awesome.
It's so good.
Alrighty, well, Randy, what's the last figure you want to present here?
My last one here, I give you the Evil Queen from the Disney 100, and her look, her cape, the magic mirror, everything I think is so great, and I love the representation of the first full-length Disney movie.
Yes.
I think it's so great. Like, it's such a great movie and so fun, and I think they did a really great job with her.
Her design is really classic and iconic, and they've really captured it well with the amazing double-sided cape. They've got this little white collar, really nice. And the way that her crown is molded. It's simple, but super effective. So.
And it has that tight around her face.
Yep, that kind of cowl wrap around her chin, and beautiful torso print, and the mirror with the shield.
Right.
I think that's actually like a Gungan shield shape.
I think
but
so.
it's in gold and has amazing print on the front, so that is super cool. But yeah, so this is one that I've also kind of like Daffy Duck. I didn't really think about. I didn't really pay attention to when it came out. So this is one I'm gonna have to collect, I think, just because it's got some great accessories and stuff. So.
And I set her next to. I got the Disney villain set that has the VHS tape, and it has the apple, the poison apple.
Yep.
And it's her as like the little wicked witch lady with her apple.
In disguise.
So it's kind of fun to have both of those. They did a good job when you put them next to. I think they look great. So
that's special.
I like her. Have you seen her, Alex?
I feel like this is one that I didn't really notice either, like you, Mark. And seeing it now, it's so good.
Yeah.
They just did it so well. And I love the mirror right there. Right.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely one I think I'm going to need to collect in my collection.
I need to go back and because I rushed to get my Robin Hood character, and now I need to circle back and get a few of the other ones that I might have missed. So, but that's awesome.
I really hope that this is a preview, because they did her and her evil witch version. If she wasn't evil enough,
right?
But of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in the Cottage, because we've heard rumors of that.
So
but
nice.
To have all of that would be just what we need.
I love that idea.
Even in mini doll, like Friends character style, I'd still get that set. That'd be pretty cool. So.
I'm hoping it's minifigure form.
I like the minifigure execution a little bit better than the mini doll, but however it happens, it happens. So, but what about you, Alex? What's your last awesome figure?
But certainly not least is the Captain Carter figure from Series 1 of the Marvel collectible minifigures, and I think she's just an amazing character in the movies. But to get to see her as Captain Carter.
Yeah.
Well
really
executed
cool
figure.
In the What If series.
That's awesome.
And so I was really excited when they came out with her and Lego. I don't know if have they had Peggy Carter figure at all?
I don't think so.
I don't think they have. So it's really nice to.
You got her hair and head. You could put it on the the original universe Marvel if you wanted to, versus going in the What If direction if you want. You could customize it, but that's a really cool figure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen What If, and I haven't seen I think it's the Multiverse of Madness movie yet, so I kind of stopped having enough time to watch Marvel movies after Endgame, so I will try and circle back to get the full impact of this character, but just from the description, it sounds like a brilliant idea, and a really fun twist on some characters that you might know and might see a different side of. So.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to get to see. And
and I think
nice to have figure like her and others in that series.
Yeah. Was she also I don't think this one has it, but there's some that have, is it the Tesseract with a couple 1x1 tile plate pieces that makes a little cube?
Oh, that might be this figure here.
Yeah, but she doesn't this one doesn't have it, but I've seen that illustration, and that color is actually that trans light satin blue.
Yeah.
So it's a relatively new Lego color. I'm trying to collect that, so a 1x1 plate, even a couple of them would be super useful for other uses too, not just the Tesseract. So, but so I'm probably going to have to collect maybe more than one of this Captain Carter figure at some point. But what do you think, Randy?
I think she looks great. I like the character. I've only seen a few of the What Ifs, and so I saw a little bit of that one, and I go, I think it's really fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you collect the Marvel figures in general? Not really?
No, I have the original Marvel superheroes. I have the cast. I got a thing when I first started working here, and it has little movie plates, and it has each of the characters, and they're underneath it on this little stand that I have. But I love her. So yeah.
Agent Carter's pretty cool character. Yeah.
I watched the TV show a little bit too.
Yeah, I missed that too. I need to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all the Marvel TV shows on Netflix.
We started
I missed
S.H.I.E.L.D.
those.
and all that when it first started.
So much out there.
Yeah. A lot of universe still to get to explore.
Marvel's keep you busy for a long time.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the stuff coming up too, like Loki season 2 and stuff. It's going to get crazy. So. Oh, that's 15 amazing figures here on the table. Now most of these we've actually collected already, but if you were to pick one that you don't have, which one would it be? That's my question for you guys.
Is it from our own that we
So like,
if you
already own them, don't worry about them. But if you wanted to pick one
right.
from the table to own today, like as a gift, what would you get? I'm not buying you anything. I'm just out of curiosity. Which is your top pick that you don't have? So
that's a great question.
Yeah.
It's okay if you want Dobby.
I was thinking about
Dobby's hanging out. Dobby is probably the most expensive from his series. He's about $18. So.
Yeah.
People love Dobby.
Honestly, I think I'd go with the witch.
Yep. That's pretty sweet.
The queen.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing.
She's great.
It's either the Snow White Evil Queen or it's going to be Daffy for me, because those are two that I didn't have and kind of was like, oh yeah, that's an awesome figure. So it would probably, I'd have to flip a coin between those two, but those are both really cool figures. Randy, are there any on the table here that you would want to snag?
Yeah, Alex won me over with the Jack Skellington. I think he's pretty fun. I like all the things on him.
As a giant fan of spooky season, I'm kind of surprised that you haven't gotten this yet.
I'm not a super big fan of the movie, which is surprising because I love like the Coralines. I know, right? I love Coraline. I love James and the Giant Peach and different things. That one movie just didn't speak to me as much.
Gotcha.
I love the animation of it. I love that claymation animation.
But it wasn't like resonating with you to the level it does with some other fans, maybe. Yeah.
And my family will watch it at Christmas time, not Halloween.
Oh, it's more of a Christmas thing. Okay,
it's a Christmas movie at our house. So
I think you're right about that. Yeah. So.
Not that that's right or wrong.
It makes sense to me. It is A Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's right.
It's not A Nightmare Before Halloween. Yeah. So it's interesting.
But I really like him. I think he's great. He's gonna have to be added to my collection.
Absolutely. Well, a couple things added to the to-buy list for some of us. Thank you guys so much for sharing your thoughts and your top picks for some of the series figures we have at the store. Thank you for watching this video all the way through with us. If there's any of these that you really like, let us know in the comments. We sure appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you with the next one. Bye-bye. Bye.